Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This ugly hunk of iron is our donor truck. So we picked this up the other day. We were told it has an LLY. It's an 06. I think this might be an LBZ. We don't know yet, so don't hold me to it. But this is the donor Duramax for our Jeep swap. We haven't even heard this thing run, got it for a pretty good price. And first thing we're going to do this morning is get some fresh batteries in this, do a will it start, see if she's going to run, make any good noises, bad noises, or all of the above. So let's get some new batteries in this, see if we can bring this thing back to life. It's supposedly been sitting a couple of years. We're going to see if we can dump a battery that's way too big in this and see if we can bring her back to life here. There, that's long enough. Maybe. That's the right size. The guy we bought this from said he had it running, but the batteries were junk. We went down there and tried to jump it, but when you have two bad batteries, they become a draw. They just suck all the power in. It didn't matter what we did. We could not get this thing running the other day, so we ripped both batteries out, and one good battery will still start this engine, but we had to get those two batteries out of line because they were just drawing everything we could give it. So now we hooked up this, we got a little spark, that's something. Let's throw the key in and see if she's gonna crank. We may still have to jump it or throw another battery, and that's why I brought my battery. Yeah, he did say when they tried to start it, it lost prime. No, you can't get to it. It's got... Okay, when we went to pick this up, the guy said it lost prime last time they went to start it, and when we hit it, these have an electric fuel pump because the fuel filter's on the frame rail instead of on the engine like the normal Duramaxes, or the pickups, I should say. It was leaking. It was pouring fuel on the ground. We're like, okay, it's a return line. Well, we just got it to crank. It does nothing. So what we're thinking is we have a rusted fuel line. We're going to pull this plastic cover that you just walked away from. I'll get out of your way. We're gonna pull this plastic cover they call the doghouse and get to the engine, because actually we have fuel running out on the floor. See, if we just have a rusted out fuel line, we'll see if we can't fix that fairly quickly and see if we can't get this thing to fire off so we don't have to push it everywhere we go. See if we can't get this doghouse off. I don't remember, it should just be 4 clips. And then usually the seats are in the way, so we'll see how this works. We got holding on. I'm about ready to just cut the thing in half. I really don't want to pull the seats. So if anybody asks, this is the right way to remove a doghouse on a van. $50 a side. Well, it doesn't look like she's gonna start. We had a couple return lines leaking, which is common for these, the plastic clips break. But I've got no cam signal, or not a consistent cam signal. We can get it to fire a little bit, it like one hit and it stops. But my scanner says yes, cam signal, and then no. Well, on these, if you've ever worked on one of these vans, you can't get to anything. So what the plan is, we're not gonna be able to do it today because today we gotta get the engine out of my Jeep so we can move forward on this project. But what we'll do is next time, we'll unhook all the wiring, all the hoses. We're just gonna lay that cab right back down on the axle so we can get to that whole engine. We'll get the whole front end ripped off, and we'll see what we have to work with. Find out, do we have a broken wire, do we have a bad sensor, and then we'll work on stripping the harness down, and we'll just get it to start right on the frame. We will get this engine to run. It sounds good when it cranks. I know that sounds kind of funny, but we'll get it to run. Alright guys, that wasn't the end of the world. A little frustrating, but I paid less for that whole van than just an engine with nothing on it. So I can't complain. I hope we don't have to put money into it. I think it's something simple. We'll get the front end tore apart and we'll figure out why it's not running. It's definitely getting fuel even though it's leaking everywhere. We're gonna get it running. But today the priority is we gotta get the engine out of my Wrangler. I've actually sold it to a guy and he's really chomping at the bit to get it because he's got a Jeep he wants to get running. So we're gonna pull the Jeep in. We're gonna get that whole engine, transmission, transfer case ripped out of there. and that's the first step in getting a Duramax and a Wrangler. Let's get her done. We're still hood release on this thing.
Come on. Yep.
Since this isn't just an engine replacement, we're doing the full swap. We're gonna go ahead and just tear this all apart. I don't know that we'll take fenders off. That might be a bit much. We'll go ahead and rip this bumper off because it's all of 8 bolts. And we'll pull the grill off, we'll pull the radiator off. We'll just work our way in and stop throwing bananas at people.
So this is the progress we've made so far. Radiator's out. Obviously you saw that. Not too far into it yet, but we're making progress.
Less than an hour, and we have the engine pretty well exposed. You can't argue with that. We're gonna go ahead and remove the ECM, this washer bottle, get some of these AC lines out of the way just to make more room. Got to get power steering lines out of the way, but yeah, I mean, you can't argue with that. That's super simple. Putting the Duramax in, it's gonna be a little bit tighter, I think, but it's gonna fit. It's gonna fit. We're down to power steering. Unhook the exhaust, motor mounts, drive shaft, and shifter, and then we're gonna yank this thing out as well. I started working on the exhaust manifold bolts. This really doesn't have an exhaust manifold. It's actually a 4-bolt flange on the side of the head. I got 2 out. I got 6 more to go. Hopefully I don't break any. Let's get those done first because that's probably the worst part. AJ's gonna start by draining the power steering and let that dribble and make a tremendous mess. And then I'll slide underneath and we'll get drive shafts out.
Alright, subscribers and other people watching, we're ready to pull this engine. We did a bunch of stuff underneath that's not fun, like pulling drive shafts, cutting the bolts to the exhaust. Now that that's done, we're ready to pull this engine. We got to get cherry picker hooked up, and then we got to get a jack underneath the transfer case. So once we do that, we're going to pull this thing out with engine, transmission, transfer case. So coming along. For the record, we were eating lunch and Tim was like, in 2 hours we'll have this thing out. What time is it, Tim?
3:45.
3:45. A little bit longer. All right, here we go. So we're excited about that. We'll get the Jeep out of here. We'll get this engine, transmission, all that into the back of Tim's truck. And then we can start pulling that Duramax. Well, Tim, you feel good with where we're at today?
Yeah, I wish there was a Duramax sitting in there.
Oh, I know, right?
No, I think overall it turned out pretty good. I know I'm leaving. So yeah, overall we did pretty good. So next time we'll strip that parts van down, we'll get it to run, and then we'll get it stuffed in that Jeep.
Oh yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Keep an eye out for these new videos coming out. We're pumping them as fast as we can, trying to get these builds done. Like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.